The AFP has a heartbreaking story for us about the crisis in Yemen. They say an airstrike killed 8 women and a child at a funeral reception near the Yemeni capital. At least 10 other women were wounded in the overnight raid on the district of Arab, forgive me for mispronouncing that. Medics sent to the site told the AFP. So this is another funeral bombing Saudi Arabia did. By the way, we are arming Saudi Arabia like there's no tomorrow. Even arming them with illegal munitions like cluster bombs, which you're not supposed to use under international law. And they use it. They've used it on open-air markets. They've used it on mosques. They've used it on hospitals. They've used it on schools. They've used it on schools for the blind. Now, not only that, they also used it on funerals previously. This is on top of 140 people killed at a funeral in Yemen in October. Another Saudi bombing. And according to the UN, quote, an entire generation could be crippled by hunger in Yemen. 14 million Yemenis are short on food. 14 million. By the way, you barely ever hear about this in the news. There's more focus on Syria, where it's a civil war going on, than a totally one-sided slaughter fest that's happening in Yemen. We're arming the Saudis, who are ISIS that made it. They have the same ideology, and they're just wreaking havoc and blowing up civilians left and right. And that's the point, is to kill the civilians, and the country's being starved. Yeah. So there's a famous quote from Noam Chomsky. He said, there's an easy way to stop terrorism. Stop participating in it. So how would we stop participating in it when it comes to this issue? Very simple. Stop arming Saudi Arabia. That's it. Stop arming them. Stop arming them and allow in, various human rights organizations to do their work in Saudi Arabia. Food relief, medicine, stuff like that. That's it. Stop arming them and do that. I mean, if you really want to be bold, you stop arming them and you sanction them for what they've already done and the violations they already did. But we wouldn't do that for business reasons, corruption reasons. As we preach human rights and democracy and freedom, we are arming the least free, least democratic regime on the planet with the most toxic ideology. Hypocrisy isn't a strong enough word. We need a new word for it. So my heart breaks for what's happening in Yemen. The government needs to stop arming. But of course, as Trump campaigned on, I'm tough on radical Islam. What did he do? He just recently, we covered the story the other day. He said we're going to increase cooperation with Saudi Arabia in Yemen. So the opposite of what he said he would do. He said he would be tough on Saudi and tough on radical Islam. Now he's their little puppy, their little bitch. Hey, let us kill more civilians? Oh, tremendous. Believe me, kill as many as you want. Let me just tell you. Man-child. That's who we have running our country now. But it was bad under Obama. It's going to be bad under Trump. And when does it end, man? When does it end? And the media never covers it or rarely covers it because we are partly responsible for what's happening there. So cover it up and give Saudi a pass. Horrific.